Gaming, and today I have my review for Season 4 of The Boys. Now, I'm going to be going over the whole season, so it's going to be a bit of a hefty video, but I want to start off with my overall rating and then dive into the depths a bit. So, my overall rating, I would probably give it an 80%. The finale really carried, I think, and my personal favourite episodes were episode 4, 7 and 8. I feel like with The Boys it would get better every season, but at this point my favourite season is still Season 3. The hype before Season 3 and then when Season 3 came out was just really cool. It was just something I've never really experienced with a TV show before, so it's hard to really beat that. I mean, this season just didn't get the same amount of reception that got for some reason. I don't actually know. I'd love to know the science behind why that didn't do as well as Season 3. I mean, Season 3 was just the best. I don't know if it was because, you know, it was like one of the first good shows to come back after lockdown, or after like the pandemic. I'm not sure. But, yeah, I know, I think Season 3, personally, was my favourite season. I mean, it had a lot of elements in. You had Maeve storyline, A-Train storyline, Soldier Boy. You had, like, Butcher still, you know, being a prick, but still being a likeable character. You had Homelander growing. You just had a lot of elements. Black Noir even had a story. Like, everybody had a story, and it was really nice. Now, this season I'm going to be like, I think my least favourite episode was probably episode 6, and the reason for that is because I just don't feel like it was as strong as the others. I mean, most of the episode was based at either the mansion or where Butcher held Samir to make the soup virus. So it was literally those two locations. I could be wrong if there was another one, but I'm not quite sure. And then obviously A-Train took MM to the hospital when he did. So you had like 3 overall locations, which and the 7 Tower, right? So 4. You have 4, but that was it. But aside from that, it just wasn't that great. And then you had like the whole controversy behind like the sexual assault claims about, apparently, obviously you had Huey's story where he disguised as Web Weaver and then got sexually assaulted, and everybody was blaming the creator for like laughing about it, when personally, I don't think it was like. It definitely was like sexual assault to a degree, but because obviously Huey did not want that from Tek Knight. But at the end of the day, if Tek Knight really didn't know that Huey was Huey and not Web Weaver, then, you know, if he thinks that it's Web Weaver who's obviously often down for that shit, then he's gonna think that, you know, it's wanted. Especially because Huey was going along with it, if you know what I mean. He's telling him, you know, it's fine, and then obviously, until the safe word, of course, then it gets a bit, you know, iffy, because he didn't know the safe word, because he obviously wasn't Web Weaver. So unless Tek Knight knew, it's a bit tricky to say, but obviously I don't really, you know, have like an issue with that part at all. I think like one of the best episodes was episode 4. Anthony Starr's acting in that was absolutely amazing, definitely Emmy worthy. That was just great. Rip Marty, rip my boy Marty, poor guy. And then you also had episode 5, which had Huey's dad's death. Simon Pegg, again, amazing performance. To sleep for 3 consecutive episodes, or 4, and then wake up in episode 5 to deliver one of the most Emmy-worthy performances ever was just amazing. So I found that really funny. And then, of course, you had well, another complaint is I don't actually think Newman got a lot of screen time this season, and I'm going to talk about Newman because obviously I've already written a spoiler warning, but Newman died in the finale from Butcher. Butcher has powers. So basically, he had a tumor at the end of season 3, and then he took Compound V earlier this season, and he struggles with those powers because he sees them in the form. So the V tumor can talk to him pretty much through his mind in the face of like an angel on his shoulder and a devil. So the angel is his ex-Becca, and then the devil is a person he served with in Afghanistan, I think, Joe Kessler. So he sees Joe as the devil, Becca as the angel, and Becca's saying like, oh, you shouldn't kill all these soups because, you know, my son is a soup and your friends are soups, and then or your co-workers are soups. I mean, Butcher obviously fucking hates them all, and then Kessler's like, no, you want to kill them all, and then Butcher's like, I don't know. So that was quite cool. I like that. Stan Edgar we got back for one episode. Again, one of the goats, I know, but my complaint about Victoria was we just didn't really get her enough, and then especially for her to just die like that, I'd feel like was really sad. So yeah, I don't really know what they were like doing there, but it made me really sad, really, because I did actually like Victoria as a character. She started to grow on me, really. She was a really, like, you know, she was starting to gain more humanity, and she had a soft spot for Huey, of course, so it's, you know, it's really sad to see. But one of my biggest, my favourite thing about this season, and the character that stuck out to me this season, was of course A-Train. His redemption arc was absolutely beautiful. I think that it was conducted in the most perfect way. It was paced really well, and it was delivered very well. And, you know, they didn't spring it on you all at once, like, oh, I was a bit of a dick, but now I'm good. No, he took his time. He still went kind of back and forth with it. He was like, you know what, I don't really want to get murdered, so I'm still going to try and remain a bit careful. But in the end, of course, in episode 7, he does save Starlight from the deep, and yeah, he basically takes the deep to Pound Town. The New Noir, is like funny. He's kind of like a Deadpool, variant, I suppose. He's like very funny, and he's just, you know, stupid. Like him and the Deep have some very funny and good scenes. Then of course you've got the new characters. So you've got Sister Sage and you've got Firecracker, who both are very good in their roles. Obviously you've got Sister Sage, who's the smartest person in the world, and then you've got Firecracker, who's very, you know, Christian, you know, hate immigrants, make America great again, all that kind of character. And Homelander brings up Sage because he's tired of being surrounded by imbeciles, so he brings up Sage, and Sage is like, yeah, I'll help you, and she devises this whole plan that really fits the rest of the season. And then she employs Firecracker, who of course is very outlandish, but it's kind of what their target audience needs to be attracted. So she brings her in, and then one complaint that I have is we didn't see Maeve at all this season, which is, it's fine. Like, you know, obviously we're going to see her next season, I'm sure of. But yeah, no, I don't understand why they didn't, like, I know she went off at the end of season 3, but it would have just been nice to see her again, because she had a lot of potential. But honestly, as long as she comes back next time, it'll be good anyway. And then everybody waited so long and hard for fucking Soulja Boy. It was unreal. Now I don't, you know, I love Soulja Boy as much as the next guy, but, you know, people were absolutely begging him to come back on social media. It was ridiculous. But now he is back, obviously, if you've seen the finale. You had Mallory's death, which was actually sad, because I liked Grace Mallory, and we didn't really see much of her this season either. and then you had like an extermination of most people in the Seven. A few people died there, and then Ashley got quite a big story this time around as well. Like, she was battling with her inner conflicts, and she basically did she fucked up a bit, and all that, but she ended up coming back good. Like, not good per se, but she was aware that what she was doing wasn't right, and her and A-Train had some back and forths, like, oh, we want to be good but don't really want to be killed either, so it's, you know. And then when he finally, you know, gained the courage to fight the Deep and, you know, risk being killed by Homelander, which again was probably one of the worst moments of that show for me, where I was like on the edge of my seat. A-Train, after betraying the Seven, comes back to the Seven Tower to try and bring Ashley with him, and fucking hell, every time he was near the door I just thought he was going to open it and Homelander was going to be there and fucking laser him, which was scary as fuck. But yeah, I like what they was doing with Ashley. And then Homelander and A-Train, it was kind of hinted, if you know what I mean, that A-Train was going to die, on TikTok saying, oh, I wonder who would win. I think it's pretty fucking obvious who'd win. And the thing is, if they were to fight, I wouldn't want it to be in true Boys style, where Homelander just, where it's very accurate. So like, A-Train would punch him, but his hand would break, and then Homelander would fucking laser him or something. I wouldn't want that. As much as it is true Boys fashion, I just wouldn't want it, because A-Train's like such a meaningful character now. It would just be so stupid if he died like that. But they didn't fight. A-Train survived the season, which shocked me. I didn't think he'd live this season, so I was really surprised when he did get out. And then you had Tech Knight, a menace. He was actually pretty funny. If you ever saw the spin-off Gen V from last year, he was in that as well. He was a funny character. He was a reverse of the comics as well. In the comics, Tech Knight's not actually a bad dude. He's got a brain tumor that makes him just want to fuck everything, and he tries to battle it, and in the end he dies in his own twisted, heroic way. If you want to go read the comics, you can. They're not great, but they're not bad either, so... Well, no, they're not really great. But if you want to go read them, you can read them. I mean, they're not... It's not the worst thing ever, it's just... It's edgy for the sake of edge. But yeah, if you want to go read them, you can. Tech Knight's a very different character. A-Train is obviously also a very different character. A-Train is a piece of shit in the books. I would actually argue in the comics that A-Train's probably worse than Homelander. From what I've read, anyway, I just think A-Train's a lot worse. I mean, all that's on A-Train's mind is, no one can stop me on the A-Train, and then he just tries to, like, sexually assault a bunch of people. Well, he tries to sexually assault Starlight, so I can only assume what he's done to other people. He's got super speed. He's a menace with super speed. That is like the worst combination. That is like even worse than Reverse Flash, if you can even get that. But yeah, obviously in the show it's evident who's a lot worse between Homelander and A-Train. So it was nice that A-Train got out. And then you got the finale. Sam and Kate from Gen V came back. They done kidnapped Kamiko and Frenchie. Huey got taken. MM got taken by Love Sausage. Love Sausage came back, which was quite cool to see. And then Cindy came back as well, which I really wasn't expecting. Cindy, if you remember from season 2, there was where they broke into the Soup psychiatric ward, and basically there's a character there which everybody runs from, because she can like fucking suppress things with her hand, like telekinesis. She has like pressure manipulation, and she just fucking explodes people with like clenching a fist. She comes back, goes to kill Starlight, but she fucking blasts off like Iron Man. And then yeah, you have Butcher, who goes off into the wind. He you know, obviously he has Kessler now. He's let Kessler take full control of his tentacle powers, of his tumor powers. I don't really know how that works, but yeah, he's got full control. And then yeah, I'm really looking forward to season 5. Again, I don't think it'll be out for like for another 2 years. 2026, which actually kills me. That's such a long wait. But anyway, this season was good. Again, I'll give it an 80%. I think the last season's going to be really strong, and yeah, the characters that stood out for me the most are Butcher, A-Train, Homelander, and MM stuck out to me as well a lot. I think MM's story was quite cool. The only other minor complaint I have is Frenchie. I didn't like the fact that he randomly turns himself in for what because he feels bad about his past, and then gets brought back 2 episodes later against his will by Butcher. I thought that was a bit, like, it was a bit funny, because like he's just been dragged out of prison. Like, he wants to be he's the only guy I know who's ever been fucking sad about being pulled out of prison before, so it's a bit funny. But you know, well, apart from that, everything was good. 80%. And yeah, honestly, again, this episode's been, like, this video's been riddled with spoilers, so I hope you've already watched it. Again, I'll leave like a couple spoiler warnings as well. So, but anyways, I've been Claptrine Gaming. You guys have been immaculate, and I'll see you guys in the next video.